Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about the unwritten rules of professional life. We're going to take those really painful experiences, the ones that keep you up at night, and turn them into a powerful playbook for your future.
Okay, let's just dive right into this. It is such a frustrating thing, and it's way too common. One minute they're telling you how amazing you are, how they can't live without you, and the next, nothing. Just silence. It's like professional whiplash, and it leaves you thinking, what in the world just happened here?
So, we're kicking things off with a scenario that I bet feels painfully familiar to some of you, the sting of a broken commitment right after you've given it your all.
I mean, imagine hearing that from a client or a partner. You feel amazing, right? You feel essential. So you do exactly what any passionate professional would do. You pour your heart and soul into their project. You block out your time, you dedicate your energy, you really believe you're building something incredible together.
And then, just like that, poof, they're gone. All that investment, all that emotional energy, it just feels like it vanished into thin air. You're left with these massive holes in your schedule, a project that's totally up in the air, and your mind is just racing with questions that you'll probably never get answers to. Now, what's really interesting here is when we break down the real damage. Yeah, of course, the financial loss hurts, but look at the rest of this. The wasted time is bad enough, but it's that emotional drain and that constant mental distraction. That's what really costs you. That's the heavy stuff. So why does this keep happening? Well, let's get into the why. Because a lot of the time, it's not just someone being unprofessional. Oh no, it's a much deeper psychological game being played. And one of the biggest traps you can fall into is confusing a real partnership with, well, a system of unspoken debts. This is what we call the favor trap. It's when a professional relationship gets weaponized. Suddenly, all that goodwill from the past isn't something to be grateful for. It becomes a tool they use to control you, to make you feel like you owe them forever. This line. This is a massive, flashing red flag. Do you see how clever it is? It completely shifts the conversation. All of a sudden, you're not talking about a legitimate issue, like getting paid. No, you're being accused of being a traitor. It's designed to make you feel guilty for simply standing up for yourself. And this just lays it out perfectly. A genuine partnership, that's a two-way street. Both people give, both people get. It's built on respect. The favor trap, though, that's a dead end. It's all about obligation and guilt, and you're the one who's expected to do all the sacrificing. So it really boils down to this simple formula. When you mix a history of favors with blurry, unclear boundaries, you're going to get conflict. It's not a possibility. It's practically a mathematical certainty. By the way, if any of this is hitting home and you're finding it helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Okay, so after something like this happens, it's so easy for our minds to get stuck on that painful replay loop. So let's talk about a really practical technique to process what happened so you can actually move on and build a better future. You know what I'm talking about. It's a clear sign that the experience really got to you. Your brain is just trying so hard to make sense of it all, to find some kind of resolution, but it's just spinning its wheels. And all that does is drain your energy for the things that actually matter today. All right, the very first step to getting back in control is to get all of that chaos out of your head. Seriously, grab a piece of paper, open a new document, and just write. Don't censor it, don't try to make it pretty, just dump every single frustrating thought and memory onto the page. Okay, once it's all out, that's when you can start to organize it. Look at this table. You identify the problem, you honestly look at what your role was, and then, this is the most important part, you create a future policy. You see what's happening? You're turning that painful, chaotic mess into clear, actionable data for your own growth. This is how you turn pain into a plan. Now that you've processed the past and you've pulled out the lessons, it's time to build your defense system for the future. This is such a powerful idea to really let sink in. The goal isn't to fix other people. It's not to hope that they'll suddenly see the light. The goal is to build your own robust framework. Your own set of rules that protects your most valuable assets, your time, your energy, and your sanity. This becomes your new rulebook. For example, one of your non-negotiables might become, I don't continue working with anyone who misses 2 meetings without letting me know beforehand. See? It's not emotional, it's not an angry reaction, it's a policy. It's clear, it's fair, and it protects you. And here's the other great thing about your personal policy. It's not just for defense, it's also an incredibly powerful filter. It helps you decide who is actually worthy of your most valuable, non-renewable resource, your time. So from now on, before you jump into a partnership or agree to mentor someone,
You have to listen. I mean, really listen. Things like a super casual, oh, it'll all work out attitude, or pushing back on putting things in writing, those aren't just little quirks. They are giant signs of a mindset that is not ready for a serious professional commitment. Talk is cheap. Don't just listen to their big promises about the future. Test their actions right now, in the present. Give them a small, simple task with a clear deadline. How they handle that one tiny little thing will tell you absolutely everything you need to know about how they'll handle the big things later on. And really, that's what this is all about. These tough, painful experiences, they're not just setbacks. They're the raw material. They're the tuition you have to pay to become a wiser, stronger, and more resilient architect of your own professional life. All right, now it's your turn. Let's all learn from each other. What is one red flag that you will never, ever ignore again? Drop it in the comments below. Your hard-earned wisdom might be the exact thing that helps someone else avoid falling into the same trap. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this valuable, please share this explainer and, of course, subscribe for more. And hey, if you're personally struggling with these kinds of issues in your own life, the contact information on your screen is a resource that's available to you. Your engagement really helps all of us build a more conscious and ethical professional community.